Aloha, everyone!
Aloha!
Let's finish the summer by throwing a tropical tiki party. Today we are making Hawaiian chicken kebabs, pineapple fried rice, Piña Colada Cupcakes, and watermelon popsicles. These refreshing and flavorful ideas will be a hit at your luau, so be sure to keep on watching! First on the menu are these Hawaiian chicken kebabs. The tangy marinade is everything in this dish, grilled to perfection with sweet pineapple and flavorful chopped veggies. If you are using wooden skewers, you want to soak them in some water to prevent them from burning on the grill. And to chop up the peppers for our kebabs, I start by slicing the top off and cutting between the white ribs to make even sections. This is the easiest way to chop them into cubes to fit nicely on the kebabs. Make sure you get rid of those seeds, we don't want those in there, and finish by slicing 2 times in half. I used peppers in all colors of the rainbow for extra fun and colorful kebabs. For the rest of our veggies, I'm going to cube a red onion and prepare the chicken by cutting 1 pound of boneless skinless chicken breasts into chunks. Later on, we will be threading the chicken and veggies onto the skewers with fresh pineapple. So if you are planning on making the pineapple fried rice as well, you will need 2 pineapples instead of 1. Before putting the skewers together, let's mix up the marinade with half of a cup of soy sauce and 2/3 of a cup of your favorite BBq sauce. I used Sweet Baby Ray's in the Hawaiian style and the flavor was on point. I'm also adding in 2 cloves of fresh minced garlic. If mincing garlic isn't your thing, I recommend you try out a garlic press. It's ready in 1, 2, 3, and I will link it in the description box below. Next going in is half of a teaspoon of ginger with half of a tablespoon of sesame oil and 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Mix the marinade, and now we are ready to put everything onto the skewers. I like a little bit of everything, so I alternate between the onions, peppers, pineapple, and chicken, then repeat. I fit 3 of each onto the skewers, so there's lots of flavor in there. Depending on how much time you have, you can choose to marinate the chicken if you prefer by placing the chicken and marinade in a Ziploc bag and refrigerate for 1 to 4 hours. But if you don't have time for that, you can do this the quick way and throw them on the grill without waiting, which I'm showing you today. How awesome are these kebabs already? Right before we get to grilling, divide the marinade in half and baste the skewers with the first half of it. There's plenty of marinade here, so you can be generous and brush the front of the kebabs, then flip them over to baste the back too. Whatever I have left over, I drizzle over the top. We don't want any of that flavor going to waste. To prevent any sticking, I'm brushing some oil onto the grates and preheating the grill to medium heat. Go ahead and grill the kebabs for 5 minutes and give them a flip. Don't forget to baste them with the remaining half of the marinade. Listen to that sizzle, guys. After another 5 minutes, you can flip them again if the chicken needs more time to cook, or if you like a little more char. Certain parts of my grill have uneven heating, so I leave those kebabs on a little longer. Now you can enjoy these incredibly delicious kebabs, and the perfect side to go along with it is this pineapple fried rice, and I'm also showing you how to make a super cool pineapple bowl just like SpongeBob's house. Like this video if you are a SpongeBob fan, by the way. All I'm doing is cutting the pineapple in half lengthwise with a large knife. Just be careful and take your time. I slice part from the front and the rest of the top towards the leaves and split it open. On the inside, I'm cutting around the edge on the top, bottom, left, and right to form a square. We are going to be using this fresh pineapple for the rice and kebabs. Last, I'm dividing the center into thirds by cutting 2 lines and slicing across to dice the pineapple chunks. Next, I'm scooping out the pineapple chunks to save on the side and cleaning up the inside with a spoon, similar to how you would clean the pulp when you carve a pumpkin. I think SpongeBob approves of our pineapple bowl for Bikini Bottom. To get started with the rice, I'm bringing 1 1/3 a cup of water to a boil and pouring in 1 cup of dry jasmine rice with 1 tablespoon of oil and half a teaspoon of salt. This will make about 3 cups of cooked rice. Let the rice simmer for 15 to 20 minutes with the lid on, and once that's done, you can remove from the heat and transfer the rice to a large dish. It's important to spread it out so it cools off quicker and doesn't clump together. The key is for the rice to cool completely for best results, otherwise it will get mushy when we stir fry it. This is definitely not fried rice without the scrambled egg. I have 1 tablespoon of oil in a hot skillet with 2 beaten eggs, and I'm scrambling that up. After I finish scrambling the eggs, I'm setting them aside for my friend here, Pepper the Parrot. The ingredients we are sauteing are 1 small shallot peeled and diced. Shallots have more of a mild and sweet flavor than onion. And also we have 2 cloves of minced garlic. Back to our skillet, I'm pouring in 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and 1 tablespoon of sesame oil to coat the pan, and sauteing the garlic with the shallot. You don't want to brown them, but they should be soft and slightly translucent on medium-high heat. Also to the pan, pour in 1/4 cup of baby corn, 1/4 cup of water chestnuts, and 1/4 cup of peas mixed with carrots. Once the veggies are tender, add in 3 cups of the chilled jasmine rice and stir fry it all together with 4 tablespoons of soy sauce and 1 tablespoon of hoisin sauce. This fried rice smells so amazing right now. Let's do a hula dance. Stir the rice constantly until warm and thoroughly combined, then toss in the scrambled egg and fresh pineapple. To complete the tropical presentation, serve in the pineapple bowl and garnish with chopped scallions. We have our pineapple fried rice. Next, it is time to cool off with these refreshing watermelon popsicles. They are so easy to make and have 3 layers of watermelon, coconut, and lime. As for the popsicle mold, I recommend using one that has a removable top to hold the sticks in place. Other molds without a removable top won't achieve that 3-layered watermelon look we are going for. All you need for the watermelon layer is to take 15 ounces of watermelon and 6 tablespoons of sugar and give them a blend in the food processor. It will create a watermelon slushie once we freeze it. Take your blended watermelon mixture and pour it into each well of the popsicle mold to about 2/3 full. Don't worry about splashing anything. I go in with a Q-tip afterwards to ensure the layers stay clean. I'm freezing this for 2 hours without placing the sticks in, and once those 2 hours are up, we can drop in the semi-sweet chocolate chips for the watermelon seeds. I put about 9 in each popsicle and arrange them in random spots. At this point, the watermelon layer is a bit slushy, so just poke the chocolate chip in if it gets stuck. You can now place the popsicle sticks into each section of the mold and freeze this layer until solid, which takes at least 4 hours or more. The coconut layer is so yummy. For this, I'm combining half of a cup of coconut milk with 1.5 tablespoons of sugar and putting about a half of a tablespoon of that on top of each watermelon layer and also freezing this until solid. For the final layer, which is a lime flavor, mix half of a packet of lime jello with half a cup of boiling water until completely dissolved and stir in 1/4 cup of cold water with enough ice cubes to measure a total of half of a cup of liquid. Pop the jello in the fridge for 25 minutes and fill up the remaining areas of the popsicle mold. This was such a fun and easy recipe, and you are going to love the combination of these 3 layers together. I think Pepper the Parrot will too. Even Tiki Man approves! Last but not least, my favorite treats are these luscious Piña Colada Cupcakes with a coconut-flavored whipped cream frosting. If you watch my channel, these are a tropical twist on my fluffy and moist cupcake recipe, so make sure you save plenty of room for desserts. To our mixing bowl, I'm adding 1 stick of room temperature salted butter with 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and 3/4 cup of sugar and creaming that all together until light and fluffy. Room temperature butter makes this a lot easier to cream. And guys, I wanted to welcome you if you are new here. After this last summer video, I will be posting lots of spooky Halloween treats, so make sure you join the party and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the fun.
Like and subscribe!
Next, I'm beating in 2 whole eggs, 1 at a time, just until mixed, along with half of a teaspoon of coconut emulsion, half of a teaspoon of rum emulsion, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Emulsion is just a stronger version of an extract. It makes such a difference in the taste because everything is about flavor today. For the dry ingredients, this is 1 2/3 cup of cake flour, half a tablespoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt that I'm whisking together in a separate bowl. We are mixing these in a little at a time with the wet ingredients, which are 1/4 cup of coconut milk, 1/4 cup of sour cream, and half of a cup of crushed pineapple. And what we are going to do is sift in 1/3 of the dry ingredients in at a time and fold it in by hand with a rubber spatula. Then alternate to the wet ingredients, which are the milk, sour cream, and pineapple, also incorporating those in 1/3 at a time. Jump back to your dry ingredients and repeat those same steps. Cake flour is the secret to the amazing texture of these cupcakes, as well as mixing these ingredients by hand. Once you have everything incorporated into a beautiful batter, it is ready to go in the oven. I fill a 12-cup muffin pan about halfway. Pop these in the oven to bake for 20 minutes at 350 degrees or until a toothpick comes out clean. To top off these cupcakes, we are mixing up a creamy coconut whipped cream frosting. This is perfect for you if you are not a fan of the traditional American buttercream that is known for being very sweet. It is very important to start with a chilled mixing bowl and a chilled whisk attachment, and going into the stand mixer is an 8-ounce block of cold cream cheese. Beat on medium-high speed until it is a smooth consistency. After that, I'm mixing in 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, low speed at the beginning so you don't have a snowstorm in the kitchen, and increase to medium-high until thoroughly mixed. Feel free to stop in between and scrape down the sides of the bowl, then just pick up where you left off. To achieve the coconut flavor, Pour in half of a teaspoon of coconut emulsion and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and begin to gradually stream in 2.5 cups of cold heavy cream on medium-high speed, only pouring about 1/4 of the cream in at a time or your frosting won't come together properly. Be careful not to overmix. The signal to stop the mixer is once it is formed into peaks holding their shape, which should take approximately 30 seconds. This whipped cream frosting is stabilized, meaning you can pipe pretty swirls to decorate the cupcakes. Since it's decorating time, I'm piping the whipped cream swirl with a 1A decorating tip. The consistency is effortless to pipe with in the pastry bag, and I'm pressing the coconut flakes all around the bottom edge. Top it off with a maraschino cherry, a wedge of pineapple, and a mini umbrella. I hope you enjoyed these ideas for a fabulous tiki party. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It's Christina here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.